Hello, Leo. This is going to be your general tarot reading for April 2019. This is for Leo sun, moon, and rising sign. Sorry, I'm in kind of a weird mood. So, for your basic layout this month, I'm using the spiral deck as usual. And then for your clarifiers, I'm using the Gaian Tarot. I don't know what's going on with you Leos. There seems like there's a lot going on in here. Have some of you been impatient for your love readings? Because this general reading has a lot to do with relationships in it. Maybe there's somebody who needed this information right away. I'm sorry, things are coming out later than I thought. I've actually unexpectedly had to work one of my other jobs more than I was expecting. So it threw me off time-wise. So I'm going to show you your cards. I'm not going to show you your clarifiers just yet. I'm just going to show you your basic layout and then I'll get started. So for your central experience for April, you have the Ten of Cups. That's pretty nice, you guys. Seems like April is treating you well. There is a lot going on, which we'll get into, but at least you have this. So you have the Ten of Cups as your central experience for April. Your challenge is the King of Swords. What is helping you is the Magician. Pretty good, you guys. At the root or core of your being, you have yourself, Lady Strength, or Strength. You're coming away from, or in your recent past, you have the Queen of Pentacles. There seems to be a lot of people in this reading. I don't know if you're surrounded by people this month or you have a lot going on with other people. So your best possible outcome is the Queen of Cups. In the near future, or coming up for you, you have the Seven of Pentacles. You right now look like you're doing great. You have the Six of Wands. In your surroundings, you have the Ace of Wands. Your fears are of the Five of Pentacles. Your hopes are for the Chariot. And your general outcome for the month is the Eight of Pentacles. So, I mean, this is either going to resonate or not, but don't give up too soon, because sometimes these readings take sudden curveball movements that end up making sense later on. But this came out kind of specific, so it'll either make sense to you or it won't. So I'm going to show you these three. I actually had to pick two clarifiers with this one because the first clarifier was so intense. I needed more information on what this is. So, for your central experience for April, you have the Ten of Cups, you have Lightning, otherwise known as the Tower, and you have the Three of Earth, otherwise known as the Three of Pentacles. And so I got something really specific with this, and it's odd. It's an odd interpretation, but basically what I'm getting is that I'll try to read it in other ways too, but this is what struck me first, is that you may have started off with something that was a hobby once upon a time, or just simply something that you enjoyed doing. You may have taken it a step further later on where it ended up becoming a homegrown business or a small business where your talents or your hobby was being recognized by so many people that wanted whatever it is that you were creating, that it just automatically kind of naturally turned into a home business where you started selling it. People kept on coming back for more later. This thing has been growing, but it seems as if for some odd reason you have an explosion happen Not in a bad way. I'm getting it's the opposite. You have an explosion where all of a sudden your tiny little homegrown business turns into something giant overnight, as in, hypothetically, if it was some kind of computer thing, or you started putting something out there. If I use the analogy of YouTube, this is like, your videos have been doing well, and then all of a sudden a video goes viral, and you wake up the next morning when you're used to only maybe getting an email every other day, and all of a sudden you have 1,000 emails and 1,000 people need your work, and it almost feels overwhelming. It's good. It's growing rapidly, but it's almost such a fast growth of this that you become overwhelmed almost overnight, where it is bringing you a great deal of happiness and you feel like this is a huge breakthrough, but at the same time it's a lot. It's like if you had, for instance, in this picture, it's 3 herbalists that are in a house and they're creating tinctures, salves, oils, pastes, all different kinds of stuff. There's only 3 ladies here. Imagine if, they started an online business where they could sell their herbal products online, and all of a sudden they have a commission to make, 150 boxes of 500 vials per box, and these 3 ladies are just amazing. Oh my gosh, we're going to have to hire more people to help us because there's no way we can keep up with the speed that this business is growing at. And it's good news and it makes them excited, but at the same time it's almost a shock, where they weren't expecting it to do this. So that's one way of interpreting this, regardless of what your skills are, what your hobby is that you started making money at, whatever this is. This could be anything, but it's almost shocking growth. It's like you start a business or a project or something that you're manifesting, and all of a sudden it reaches the finish line the very next day of full manifestation. And this is throwing you off a little bit. How can you possibly manage all of this? You may have to get other people involved or manage your time really, really well, or get more help with this. Another way I could read this. Okay, let me take a look at it for a second. Another way I could read this is there may be possibly some disruptions with friendships, where certain alliances or friendships fall away or crash out, or something happens among friends. Or it could be a sudden surprise happy shock, like you find out your 2 best friends are suddenly pregnant and they're going to be having babies, or all of a sudden 2 of your closest friends fall in love with each other and decide to get married, or just something is going on here that makes you feel incredibly happy, but it was completely unexpected and shocking. But ultimately, I see growth and happiness from this, even though it's quite intense. So, or sudden shocking growth of money, or of a good reputation, or something pulls through. You may even be shocked by winning the dream job that you've always wanted, or you've always wanted to be something or do something, and then all of a sudden the universe hands you an opportunity that makes all of your wishes come true all of a sudden out of the blue. This even could be, don't take my word on it and go crazy buying lotto tickets, but this almost looks like winning the lottery here. It's a shock. You weren't expecting it. Or suddenly something comes out of the blue. You might even realize that somebody you thought was your best friend or was a dear friend ends up being a lover. And you realize you You realize suddenly that you guys are in love and you didn't even realize it until now. Something. Or you receive a sudden shock that not only are you having a baby, but you're having triplets or twins or something. It's a shock, but it's a happy shock. So this reading is making me think that there's two different groups of Leos, and that's with relationships, I'm saying. There may be a group of Leos that are involved with air signs or with specifically an Aquarius or a Gemini. And then and if that's the case for some of you, this seems like a long-standing relationship or a relationship you've been in for a while. It doesn't have to be an air sign or an Aquarius, but it's most definitely somebody who is logical, who is very scientific or very mental, possibly someone who's a genius or very brilliant, but isn't exactly, I would say, the most emotional of people or sensitive of people. Because you have you have this as your challenge this month. You have the Lovers and you have the King of Swords. So right off, the first thing I got is that some of you may be involved in a long-term relationship or in a committed relationship with possibly an Aquarius or an air sign or someone who is like the King of Swords. Someone very intelligent, very objective, very mental, very able to talk things out, but sometimes they may get a little bit stuck in their head or a little bit stubborn about what they think or what they believe in. But there's some kind of a decision that needs to be made about this relationship, whether or not you're going to take it further and commit in a deeper way, or choosing to continue to stay in the relationship, or whether the relationship needs to change. You need to make some kind of a major choice about this relationship. For somebody or a group of you, I'm kind of getting this feeling that your relationship is pretty solid and you do love each other, but every now and then something seems unstable with either communication or whether or not you can really count on this. This person feels erratic to me, like one minute they're fine, the next minute they're flipping out over something, or sometimes they're almost too objective where you really just need to connect with them in their heart space, but they may not know exactly how to do that at times. Or they may be very private people that don't really let on what's really going on with them. Or they're a little too separated, or a little bit almost like they live in their own little world, and you're wondering if this is really going to work on a long-term basis. You could go through cycles where things are great, and then all of a sudden they tweak out, or something tweaks out in the relationship that makes you wonder about its stability, or whether this tweaking out thing is going to continue to happen the entire time you're with this person, or whether or not it could be worked on. But this is a challenge this month, is you don't really know what to do about this. You've tried possibly communicating with this person, but they may not see the perspective that you're coming from. They may be stubborn on how they're seeing it, or something, or vice versa, or something like that. Relationships aside, it may be that you're waiting on some kind of communications before you make a major choice in your life, and for whatever reasons, the communications are slow to come or they're delayed. You need some kind of a verdict or a decision or a okay in order to make a major choice and get started on a new path, because it seems as if you're kind of at a crossroads with something. And for whatever reasons, this communication is delayed. It does not mean that the communication won't come. It just, for whatever reasons, this decision is being put off. Or this news or this information isn't getting to you as quickly as you wanted. Or you simply may just be having a hard time seeing things straight. You may be feeling confused. You may not know what direction to go in on this crossroads moment. And you don't have to hurry with this. Take your time. There are other elements in your reading that show that things will manifest in their own proper timing. So it may just not be the right time to make a major decision right now. Or it's a challenge, but it's not stopping you. You'll know when the right time comes, what you get from this. It may be that you need more information before you can make a choice. Also, I'm getting something in here about a vehicle or a computer or technology tweaking out, like your car needs repairs or your computer starts to act weird, or there's some kind of technology thing here that is giving you some issues. Okay. So what is helping you? And this is the other group of Leos that are involved in a different relationship scenario. That was if you've been with an airy mental person and you've been together for a while. This is different. This is saying that perhaps a group of you Leos have recently met someone that you are intensely sexually attracted to, or you're very attracted to this person. There's a lot of passion there, and you feel drawn to go with this, or to choose to see where this takes you, or to choose to see where this takes you, to initiate something, or to say an okay on, okay, the attraction is there, you could go with the attraction or not, but it seems as if you want to go for it, and this is what's helping you. Something about this may end up being bigger than you think. And I don't necessarily mean just in a relationship sense. This person may be an important player in your life with creating change, positive change, and they're a great support for you. It looks like they appreciate your talents and they think highly of you, or they admire you. They're very encouraging of your gifts and the direction that you're taking in your life, so you feel very supported or empowered by this person. Something about this does involve a choice, though. It's both of you have to choose. Do you go with this, or do you remain independent? This seems like an important player in your life, so regardless of whether you choose to get involved romantically with this person, you're still supposed to partner up with each other in order to make something happen. So I'm getting maybe a common purpose, or obviously a common talent. In this picture, they're both fire dancers. And it's kind of funny, the magician in this card almost looks like he has fire or light coming out of his finger. By combining forces with this person, you can get a lot more done than if you were trying to do it on your own, and this is what's helping you. Another way of reading this that does not have to do with relationships is what is helping you is to decide to choose what direction to go in, which is kind of reminding me of this as your challenge. You may not. Your challenge is to decide which way to go. What is helping you is just to go with what feels right and take a step in a certain direction, or to look at your choices and really think what should be your guiding force on making this decision or initiating a new path in your life is how excited it makes you feel. If it makes you feel excited, fired up, and inspired, then that's the choice to go with. If the only thing that's holding you back from this choice is uncertainty on whether or not it's the right direction, then I would say go for it. Go with whatever you feel driven to do, or fired up about, or excited about. That's what you should be going with. So this is helping you, and to know your own innate power, to utilize your own personal power. You have it in you to create what you want. You just possibly need to make up your mind. Or you're at a crossroads and you need to make a choice, but you'll make the right choice. Just stay empowered. It may be that the reason why your challenge is making a choice is you're thinking how it's going to affect someone else, or possibly affect a relationship, or affect someone around you. But internally with yourself, regardless of other people, you know what you want. And so it may be tricky, but what is helping you is to go after what you want. Okay. So this is at the root of your being, or the deepest part of your, or this is what's going on for you internally. I suppose that's another way to put it. Someone else got this exact same combination. I think it was Capricorn. I don't know if some of you guys are involved with a Capricorn or have an important Capricorn in your life. But it's a similar message here that they got, which is you need to blow off steam. You know, you Leos are very well known for your strength and proper management of things and how to handle people properly or handle situations properly. Lady Strength here is handling her lion after all. But she can't handle this lion 24/7. Sometimes it's a lion, you guys. It needs to go chase after deer and kill some prey and eat some meat and roar and run around like a lion is supposed to be able to do. It may be that you have been overly controlling yourself, or you have been overly controlling how you behave, and you need to let that fire out. With the Capricorn people, it was an analogy of like a pressure cooker or a pressure valve. You have to let that fire out every now and then so you don't self-destruct. So this could be going out hardcore dancing. This could be thrashing around. This could be going someplace where you can scream your head off and it's not going to bother anybody. Or punch a punching bag, or do something to let this beast out every now and then. The beast cannot be tamed 24/7 all the time because it is a beast. You know, she has domesticated this beast to a certain degree where they have mutual respect for each other, and she can handle him without him biting her hand off because the lion loves her. But the lion still needs to be able to run free and do its lion thing. And I'm looking at this lion as your beast nature, your Leo fire that needs to be expressed. If you haven't been expressing this in constructive ways or in a creative way, then it may be coming out in other ways. Because I don't know. There must be a group of Leos that really bad needed to have a relationship reading because there's so much about relationships in here. But it could be that there's some power and control issues in a relationship or power dynamics in a relationship. Both of you are equally strong people. You know, if we looked at this King of Swords as being a person, this is your opposite energy. This is a card that's ruled by Aquarius, your opposite. And, I mean, the lovers could be looked at as opposites that complement each other, but sometimes they can get tangled up with their opposite energies and work against one another because they are opposites after all. And it could be that there's a clash of wills going on or a clash of power where occasionally you get into power struggles with each other where you want to maintain equal respect. Sometimes your partner or the person you're with may feel as if you are dominating them. Sometimes you may feel this way about them. You may feel that sometimes they're trying to control your mind or control how you communicate. You may feel as if they are, or they may feel as if you're trying to control what they do or what they can or can't do. This is for someone or a few of you. So if that's the case, you have to figure out some way of working with this power struggle because even this is somewhat of a power struggle. In the book that comes with this deck, it was saying that they are gazing into each other's eyes with intense sexual passion in a challenging way. It may be that you balance each other out really well and you're an equal match for each other, but at times you challenge each other. And sometimes this challenge can come out as conflict, which is this 5 of fire here. This fire needs to be expressed in creative ways outside of the relationship so that when you notice that this is starting to happen, you can handle it properly and not let it get out of control, as in with fighting or power battles or clash of wills, or just figuring out a way to find a proper balance with this relating thing. And relating thing being, it just doesn't even have to be anything about relationships or romantic relationships. This could be relating to others, period. Where everybody's power is equally respected, where there is a lessening of a clash of wills. You feel fired up about something, and possibly to do with your boundaries being respected or you being respected. But just keep in mind, you have to let this out every now and then to run around and do its beast thing. Otherwise, it can implode, either internally for you or externally explode on things that later on you might regret. So to use your fire or your strength constructively rather than destructively. So in your recent past, or what you're coming away from, if you have children, you've most definitely been spending more time with your child or children, or paying more attention to making sure that they're having the best possible childhood that they can have, that they'll have happy memories to look back on when they grow up. You're feeling possibly protective over a child, or you want things to stabilize in your life with either money or career or a stable situation so that your child feels secure. This is extremely important to you. If this is not a child, because this is the Queen of Pentacles and this is the Child of Pentacles, or the Child of Earth. This is a natural mother and child, or parent and child. I mean, even the backgrounds are similar. She looks like she has an orchard behind her, and the child has an orchard behind them. You want to provide for your family, or you want to make sure that you're stable, and that the new talents that you're growing, the new business that's growing rapidly, things that are growing, you need things to be slowed down enough where it can have its best childhood, so to speak, or its best beginning that it can have, so it can grow solidly and become something much bigger in the future. This child in the picture is holding an apple. That apple has seeds in it. Those seeds could become other apple trees. So concerning growth, in the recent past of what you're coming away from, things have definitely been growing. And you've been taking good care of yourself too, or you've been taking good care of a child in your environment. You want things to be secure and stable and fruitful. You want your orchard trees to fruit properly, and so you're thinking of things like what to fertilize them with, how to best take care of these trees so they come out with the best fruits. And so this is what you've been focusing on. But it does look as if you've been taking it easy a little bit, which is great to see. Is you taking it easy and appreciating the things that you do have and what you have done so far. So this is where you're coming from. Pardon the jiggles. That drives me crazy when it does that. I don't know what causes that. There it goes. Okay. Your best possible outcome is the Queen of Cups and the Three of Fire. For some reason, I'm getting that this Queen of Cups is not you and is another person. I don't know why, but this reading seems to be about relationships. The different signs involved that might ring true for you is air signs, specifically possibly an Aquarius, fire signs, another Leo perhaps for some of you, or but there are 3 Cancer cards in here, so you may also be involved with a Cancer or a water sign as well. Water, fire, and air. Specifics are Aquarius, Cancer, and possibly Aries, Capricorn. But anyway, signs aside, it seems as if you have a watery person around you that is very intuitive, emotional, sensitive, nurturing, kind. And it seems as if you want to bust out, or you have 2 3s in here, right? Yep, you have 2 3s in here. You have the 3 of Earth as one of the central experiences for this month. There's growth of business, growth of money, growth of productivity, growth of skills, talents, growth of stable reality around you. And then you have growth of action, growth of busting out and showing off your talents, showing off what you're capable of, putting yourself out there where other people can see you. And by doing that, things are going to grow significantly. You may have new opportunities come your way. You may have new offers, invitations, new growth happening from you being brave and putting your talents out there and just simply enjoying yourself and being your Leo bust out self. But this may be a tiny bit threatening for a watery person around you, because they also need your nurturing, or they need your care, or they need to know that you're still going to be there, even though you're busting out and trying new things, or creating new things, taking new steps in your life that will bring growth and adventure in the future. But as your best possible outcome, I'm getting that if this is the case for someone, this person is supportive of you. They do want to see you be yourself. They appreciate you for who you are. It's just finding a balance between nurturing the relationship and nurturing yourself. Again, there's some kind of clash of wills, or even just clash of interests or personalities. Your personalities are different enough to make it extremely exciting and balancing, where you balance each other out, but at the same time, you may be different enough where at times you clash and you are not really sure how to work this out, where you both get what you need. So for instance, if you're a performer and you're starting to perform more, it may be that you have a homebody type of emotional, domestic type around you that loves you, that is not the type to go out constantly or be in social situations. They like to stay at home, or they have their more refined, quieter things that they like to do. Your best possible outcome is to find a balance where you give them what they need, they give you what you need, and you mutually respect each other's needs. If I didn't look at the Queen of Cups as being a person here, and this is all you, then this is saying you need to honor your own intuition, you need to honor your own feelings and emotions concerning something, or to follow your intuition concerning something you would like to creatively do right now, or tuning in to first receptivity and then action. First you look within, or you reflect, and then you go and do it. It may even be that your best possible outcome is overcoming stage fright, and overcoming shyness, and really feeling confident enough or brave enough to throw yourself out there with your talents. It could also be saying that you don't want to bust out so much that you're neglecting your family or your home or your other domestic situations, but you don't want to be so overly concerned with domestic situations or home life that you are not getting creative enough. So this is a balancing act right here. But this is your best possible outcome, is to do both of these things. If you are a mother or a parent, it may be that you want to make sure that your children have what they need and that you're there for them. That's very important to you. But you also need to still do your own thing, still be creative, still have your hobbies or your interests or even your career too. and how you balance both these things. And this is, to balance this is your best possible outcome. My dog's crying. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to try to do this while my dog's being calm. So coming up for you in the near future, you have the Seven of Pentacles and the Child of Water. You have another child in here. Is it possible that there's somebody who has a child already and is pregnant, or their partner is pregnant with another child, and so you're expecting a second child in the future because you have a child in the past? And then you have two Queens of Cups in here, which is also a mother archetype of pregnancy, childbirth, home, nurturing, food, all of that good. Actually, you have three Cancer cards in here. So I suppose it is possible that there's somebody watching where you're in a relationship and you're expecting a second child, and you're trying to possibly balance all of this with career, money, and jobs too. But that aside, to me, this is telling me that perhaps because this month there's some kind of a shocking increase of work, which is ultimately a really good thing, but it may be throwing you off because you may need to hire new people or get more people involved in it now because you are not capable of being able to handle all of that yourself, or with a core group of like 3 or 4 different people, you need more people. If you own your own business, as in like a restaurant or something like that, it may be that all of a sudden you have a super increase of customers and you're realizing with the employees that you do have, it's just not enough to be able to cover all of the customers. And so you need to hire new people or get more people involved. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it looks like in the near future, you possibly hire more people or you get more help where you're able to take a time off from work temporarily. Or if there was a sudden boom in business where all of a sudden you have a million things you have to do or send off or something, then there's a lull afterwards where there is time, there is space in the workplace to be able to cultivate other things in your life, like creating new happy memories for yourself, possibly taking a vacation, taking a weekend off to go to the seashore, or spend more time with your children if you have children, or if you're pregnant, to nurture yourself, to sleep more, to eat well, to do other things besides focusing on work or everything that needs to be done. If you've been building something, it seems as if you hit a moment where you have everything in place that's the basics that you need. And so you can take some time off temporarily and just recoup or replenish yourself, focus on nurturing yourself, having fun, doing fun things that have nothing to do with work or anything. It's just simply enjoying your life. If you receive an invitation from someone, like if you're single, or this could even be a friendship thing, if you have friends or people approaching you, or even someone who may be romantically interested in you, inviting you to go do things with them, like go to the beach for a day or go out for a picnic, or if you have friends that are inviting you to fun things like this, it may be that you actually have time in the future where things are at a lull, where you're able to go with these things, or things have stabilized enough where you can kind of take a time out and enjoy your life for a little bit, which looks great to me. Or if someone is interested in you and is inviting you to do things with them, you, for some reason, you may be putting this on hold temporarily to think about it first. Or there's something about it you're waiting on to maybe get to know this person better, or kind of get a grip on who they are before you just jump in and start running around with someone. I don't know. But I I am getting something random in here that if for some reason your home or your business has suffered damages, as in it got hit by lightning or the plumbing, there was a fire or something, your insurance will cover it and you actually end up with more money from the insurance than you thought. And that actually okay. I'm getting a hypothetical story about, imagine what it would be like if your house was struck by lightning and lit on fire, and you happened to be smart and prepared for this beforehand by getting fire insurance. Something about that fire insurance gives you enough money to be able to remodel your home because your home needed to be remodeled anyway. It ends up some kind of accident or freak thing ends up working out in your favor. So it may not even be that your business explodes and all of a sudden you have 1 million customers. It may be something like that, where there's some freak thing that happens that seems like a total disaster, but it ends up being a blessing in disguise. Or, for instance, if you get in a minor car accident or something where it's the other person's fault, even though your injuries are at a very minimum, or mainly the majority of damage was done to your car instead of you, and you managed to walk away unscathed, but your car is totaled, the other person's insurance ends up giving you a bigger settlement for the accident than you were expecting, and you're able to use that money to begin something new in your life, something like that. So if that's the case, then you may be waiting on something, and it may not be job related at all. This could be all of a sudden you have some free time, or business is slow in the future where you're wondering, is this going to pick up? Is this going to pick up? But instead of worrying about it, instead use that extra time and that extra lull that's happening in the future to go and enjoy yourself. Go on picnics with friends, go out dancing, go to a music show, redecorate your house, do something that you've been wanting to do. Enjoy your life, and before you know it, things are going to pick up for sure. So right now, you have the Four of Fire, otherwise known as the Four of Wands, with the Six of Wands. Right now, you're feeling awesome. This woman in the Four of Fire looks like she's saying, bring it on. I'm awesome. I can do anything. I can create anything. I'm freaking awesome. Bring it on. Bring me what you got. You know, it's almost like a challenging kind of, she's very sure of herself. She knows exactly what she's doing. She knows that she's awesome. And this is with the card of victory and success. So you have done something amazing. You have stabilized or begun some kind of a new relationship, a new business, a new situation, a new home that is stable now. You can add to it over time, and you're feeling like a winner. You're feeling like you have succeeded. You have done what you set out to do, and you're feeling really accomplished and proud of yourself, which is awesome to see. So this looks great. You can do it. In your surroundings, you have some kind of a new beginning going on, and then a movement forward. So it may be that in your surroundings, there's some kind of an opportunity for you to go someplace in particular, or to move forward towards your goals. You have new goals now. You have new things that you're striving towards. It feels as if you've accomplished something presently, where whatever you were doing before towards something is done now because you've accomplished it. And so since you've accomplished that last thing, now you're thinking, okay, what do I want to accomplish next? Where do I want to go next? What do I want to do next? You feel very driven, like you know what you're doing, or you know what you want. This may involve travel. This may involve an adventure that you're going on. This may even have something to do with a vehicle. If you've had something happen to your vehicle, or technology or something around you, or mixed up communications or something. It looks like it's all straightening out now. Maybe there's an opportunity for you to have a new car that's way better than the car you had before, or the car gets fixed and is running even better than it ever did before. Maybe you found a master mechanic or something. But it does seem like you're going someplace, and you know where you're going. You know what you're doing, and you know what you want, which is awesome to see. There may even be, again, this is a Cancer card. The Canoe is the Chariot in other decks. This is a Cancer Major Arcana card. You have 2 Queens of Cups in here, which are also Cancer cards. So could it be that in your surroundings you're starting something new with a Cancer, possibly? Or you simply are letting your inner knowing or your intuition be your guide on moving forward, and you're definitely moving forward for sure. It's the go for it card in with movement, so looks great to me. And here's another Chariot. So your fear is of poverty or feeling left out in the cold or not having what you need. If you have worked your butt off to make more money, that means that perhaps before that time you didn't have enough, or you didn't have enough money, or you were struggling money-wise. And your fear may be that you're going to end up in that spot again, and that all this growth that's been happening is going to get stunted or stop or struck by lightning or taken out somehow. But I don't see that as being the case. So this could also be fear of feeling left out in relationships. If you've been in a long-term relationship that has been somewhat tumultuous from time to time based off of a clash of wills, or if you have felt unsure about the connection, you are afraid of it going back to that state again, especially if things have stabilized since then and things are doing better than before. You may be afraid that it's going to slip back into the old patterns again of feeling left out or feeling like you're not getting what you need. But anyway, and for some, I'm getting in this picture right now, I'm getting that this person and the child is a mother and child out in the cold, and she's looking in the window at a happy couple saying, why am I eternally a single mother? Why can't I seem to find a real solid good relationship for me where my child can have 2 parents instead of just one? This is kind of making me think that there's somebody watching where you have built yourself from the ground up, from a fairly not so great place as far as money goes. Maybe if you're a single parent and you have a child or several or another child, well, yeah, I'm getting that whoever is pregnant with a second child is with someone. But I'm getting that this is a single parent with one child or a couple of children from a previous relationship that didn't work out or something. But it looks like once upon a time, this mother and child, this single parent was really, really, really struggling, like to be able to pay the rent, to be able to buy groceries, to feed their kid with. Not so great place, and feeling a lack of love. But it looks as if they rose up and on their own as a single parent got to a really secure place. They built themselves up where they were making more money. They were being able to provide for their child or their family. They rose to a good place with money or prestige based off of a low place in their life or a low time in their life where they didn't have enough. They made sure that they had enough, and they created this, or you created this all on your own. But as your fear, it may be somehow something in you is afraid that you're going to get back there again, but that's not the case. And your hope is possibly that you get your car fixed, or you get a new car, or you're on to some kind of a new journey. And again, you know exactly where you want to go. If there's some kind of a major choice that you're struggling with, the choice seems to be a struggle based off of how it's possibly going to affect somebody else, or how it's going to affect a relationship or something or a situation, but it seems as if you know what you want, or you know what you want to go towards, or you know what to choose, or this is your hope, is that you will know what direction to go in, or that your car will be okay, or you'll have a new car, or you're going on some kind of a journey or a trip that you've been planning, and it is going to happen, or your hope is it's going to go well. Your car isn't going to break down. You're not going to get lost at the airport. Everything on this journey is going to work out just fine. This is your hope. So this is your general outcome. You have the you have the Eight of Pentacles, the work card, or the busy work card, in with the Ace of Water, otherwise known as the Ace of Cups, and the Guardian of Water, who is your second Queen of Cups in here. And it's interesting, you have the Queen of Cups as your best possible outcome, along with the Three of Fire. And even as your general outcome, you have the Queen of Cups. So it seems like this Queen of Cups isn't going anywhere. It's going to happen no matter what. How it plays out really just depends. It could be that this is a romantic interest of yours, or this person is interested in you, or you started a new relationship with a water sign. And your best possible outcome, if that's the case, is that the relationship is going to grow in a really fun way. Actually, seems like you and this water person can actually go out and have fun together, and you feel like this is a good connection to have. But I'll read it in other ways too. So it seems to me as if you have had some kind of a lull in the near future concerning money or career, or there's a time out, you should be taking the advice of this reading and enjoying yourself, and not worrying too much about this lull lasting for too long, because as your general outcome, you have the next one up. You have the Eight of Pentacles, where the person is going back to work again. So you're going to be cranking things out in the future, or as your outcome. There's busyness here. You're making money. Things are being productive. You're doing your thing. You have to knock a certain amount of things out, or keep up with things in a slow but steady pace, so that you can reserve your energy to be able to produce this thing in the long run, rather than losing energy too quickly. Take a step-by-step approach and rest when you need to, and that will be the most productive way of doing this. Or building up your skills, or your career, or your job, or your money, or your home, or whatever it is that you're building, whatever it is that you're creating for stability. It looks like you're in a nice even flow in the future, with just staying with the tasks at hand, doing the things that you can do. And there is an increase in money and an increase in commissions or customers or something. Busyness. But then don't forget, you have to balance that out with potentially, for someone, a new relationship. You don't want to be so busy with work that you don't have time for this new relationship, or this new person, or this new love in the Ace of Water here. Or this could be, don't work so hard that you don't have time for your children, or your family, or your home life, or your hobbies, or the things that you enjoy. To honor your own emotions, to trust your own instincts. Following your own instincts is what's going to create productivity or growth. You should be trusting your gut. There is new love here with the Ace of Water, and this new love may be with a Guardian of Water sort of a person. Very intuitive, very caring, very nurturing, very spiritual, very empathic. Possibly this person is a chef. I don't know why that came out. This person could be a chef, or own a restaurant, or enjoys their home life. It may even be that if you have a home-based business where you work from home, that you're creating a space in your home where you can focus on work and not to let, if you work from home, it's hard to separate work from your regular life. And so to create some space in your home that's just for work, and then create space in your life that is just for home life. And that way these two worlds don't mingle too much. You definitely want, or possibly if you have been working from home, it's time for you to go get an office now where you have a separation there between your home and your career. Something about home and career needs to be balanced. But ultimately, as your best possible outcome, I see you getting out and having fun too. So it's just, I see you as being able to juggle these worlds or pools of water from work, home, having fun, going out, spending time with friends. It's a lot to balance. And so if somebody is watching that's a single mother, that has been basically a single parent, sorry guys, that has been doing this for a long time, it seems as if there's a potential relationship coming in for you, or you may meet someone through work, or you may even go into business with someone originally as a business partnership, but it ends up being a romantic thing. I don't know. You'll have to let me know if this resonates or how this plays out for you. I wish you all the best. Many blessings to you. I swear I will put out your love reading soon. I have to work at the store tomorrow, but I'm going to try to get more of the love readings done then. I'm trying to finish off all the generals today. So take care, you guys. I love you very much. And I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.